Greetings, Kent Place School community. I hope this video message finds you well. The other day I was watching the news and I heard that in South Korea, they are considering distributing bracelets to people so that everyone can be tracked so that they can figure out who is violating the social distancing mandate. And I thought, oh my goodness, like how have we gotten to this point in our society that our every movement will be tracked? It made me think about my good friend Elaine Schwartz, who is our upper school economics teacher, who always says and asks the question, how much are you willing to trade off in order to get a benefit that comes at some cost? And I asked that question, and I mentioned the example in South Korea because they both pertain to the topic, the value that we're going to focus on next week, and that is the value of privacy. The question that we're asking is, how much of your personal privacy are you willing to give up for the sake of safety? So I just mentioned location trackers, pinpointing our location in order to figure out those who don't follow social distancing mandates. I heard in our own country, we'll use maybe drones, the utilization of Facebook, Google, and Apple, the tracking devices on our cell phones, that this is what our government may have to use in order to ensure the safety and health of the many. Another perhaps violation of personal privacy may be as we start to come together, maybe perhaps as we go back to work, we go back to school, restaurants open, perhaps we're going to have to be tested for the virus before we can walk into these public places. Now, that certainly will provide for the safety of others in not being able to spread the virus, but is that a violation of our privacy? There are so many questions, and maybe we're on a slippery slope. But again, it all stems back to the question of how much of your personal privacy are you willing to give up for the sake of your safety, both as an individual and our collective safety as a community. So if you'd like to think more about this question and this topic, I invite you to go to our social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook. On Monday, you'll find the quote and journal prompt. On Wednesday, an example in philosophy. And Friday, finally, you'll have some conversation starters that you can utilize over the weekend in order to engage your family, friends, and loved ones in this very important question. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Friday.